Well, it is good to be home on VapeStrong, and uh, it's the first time I've gotten to say this here all summer, all and into fall already. Welcome to Done Deal.
Only you can say that. You're the only one who can say that.
I feel really Valley Girlish when I do it.
I know, because you're like, welcome to Done Deal.
Whatever.
It's Super Cereal. I'm Al Gore, Man Bear Pig. Only a few of you will understand that.
Okay, yeah, no, you lost me on that one. Absolutely.
There was an episode on South Park where Al Gore was running around talking about Man Bear Pig and how he's going to kill people. And he'd walk around going, I'm super stereo. Totally stereo. Now people are putting it in chat. So I'm not the only fool who understands this.
Oh my goodness. I'm seeing messages here. I'm so excited. Damn wow won the Copper Caravel mod on Mod MB after we left. Congratulations, Damn wow. That is awesome.
Yes, it is nice to be back here on VapeStrong. For those of you who didn't know, Done Deal was originally born here on VapeStrong, but for the summer we moved to Nova Broadcasting. And now the summer's over, so it is officially fall here, at least in New Jersey, where it's wonderful. I'm looking at like 67 degrees. So we're back here in Canada. Now, somebody wants to know, VaporJoe, what happened to Smokey? Smokey, well, he's a trucker. For those of you who don't understand, works for FedEx, and he was out for a year on an injury, and then when they brought him back, it completely changed his schedule. So he's having a lot of problems getting back on ModNB because of his schedule, but he's still part of ModNB. He does a lot with the show, so he'll be there. Don't worry about it. He's still with us, and quite frankly, Tiger's prettier. Just saying.
Oh, but I haven't got that Brooklyn charm thing going on. Forget about it. I mean, it's just not the same, you know.
And if you want to laugh, talk about forget about it and all the mafioso shit. I believe Smokey has been instrumental in bringing the unions to FedEx for their truckers. So in the next few months, the Teamsters are going to be in the FedEx trucking fucking thing. So it's going to be crazy. The Teamsters are coming back to trucking, and they're starting with FedEx. It's pretty crazy. I know Tiger has no idea what I'm talking about, but it's okay.
Yeah, not. This is smile and nod time.
She's like, yes, Smokey, Teamsters, awesome, yes, yeah, But for those of you who understand, you know what I mean. All right, so also on ModNB, we did not do the final 12th week. So we were doing the 12-week Hazy Days of Summer giveaway for VaporJoe's network. We didn't do it on ModNB. I thought it'd be fitting to do it here on Done Deal. And what I'm going to do later on, we're not going to do this right now. I'm going to take care of everything, and all Tiger has to do is pull a number.
All right. We'll see. That's a tricky giveaway to do because of the way it was set up. So I love that Nitro had it well in hand. I was pretty shocked when I found out it was up to us tonight. But
yeah. So
Joe's going to take points.
I kind of pulled the shocker on Tiger. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yes, we got to do this. It's the last one." We should do the final 12th one on Done Deal. And I'll take care of everything. All she has to do is pull the number.
Yeah, we divvied up the responsibility. My job is to bring up random number generator and click. And he's going to do the rest. And my job is to
go hunt.
Yeah.
All right, so for those of you who weren't here for Vape Mail, and all that stuff. Why don't we do that, Tiger? Now, you didn't get any vape mail? Not a thing, no
No, no, no.
scintilla?
The only things that showed up in the mail this week were Christmas shopping that I've been doing ahead for my little guy. But no vape mail this week. I got enough vape mail last week, especially from New Jersey to count for a few weeks. So.
Well, I'm not going to go into everything I went into on Modern Vape, but there are a few things I want to get into. Preferably something called this. It's called the TID mods. I was at a vape meet, and this was for just vendors, and they had a big table set up, and there were only 2 of these. They had one in this beautiful white, which I'm keeping, and they had one in a very, very, very sexy purple. Now, what this box mod is, it's not your standard box mod, because this does not have an OKR chip in it or a Raptor chip. This is simply copper to the 510. This is what we call a mechanical box mod. Now, you're not going to see it, but the work inside this box mod is so clean and beautiful. He uses this stuff, I forget the name of it. It's like a liquid epoxy, but it's black, and to cover everything. It's just so clean and beautiful. I paid... What's up?
Oh, well, I was going to say, you put me on the spot on Mod Envy, so I'm going to bounce it back to you. Derby wants to know what TID stands for, Joe.
What does TID stand for? Yay, Vapor, are you here? This stands for Take It Deep. Take it deep. Jersey Mods, baby. Take it deep.
I think he would have fallen out of his chair.
This box mod is beautifully built. It's 100% metal. It has an absolutely gorgeous switch, and of course the Fat Daddy 510 connector on the top. Dual 18650. Wonderful. So I got one for myself and one for Miss TygerTyger.
Oh my gosh.
What did I miss?
You got to read chat, Joe. Somebody else has an idea of what TID stands for, and it just about made me fall out of my chair.
I'm looking. No, read it to me, Tiger. What is it?
TVB NYC's comment 4 comments back.
I'm looking. Oh, yeah, I have to give you that one, too.
Oh, dear.
You know what? I'm going to do that. Tiger is delicious. Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I got a boatload of these guys. This is the E-Leaf. This is the very well-known E-Leaf little 20-watt device.
I'm channeling Rich.
Me and Tiger are rocking the same exact build. She's running a little Nautilus IM2, and we're rocking it at... how many watts do you have yours at?
Mine's only at 13 watts.
Mine's at 16.8.
Yeah.
But, this little fucker rocks like you wouldn't believe. Now, unfortunately, every time I pimp this deal, and I do it to a guy at eBay, they raise the price. Like, I will do it for $31.99, like Big Ben Boom put in the room, and then, like, within an hour and a half, they'll raise it to, like, $45 fucking dollars. It's driving me crazy. So I'm beginning to start a blacklist of people that if they start doing this, I'm never going to pimp them again. Because it's pissing me off.
Well, it's not fair to the readers. I mean, a few of them get in early, and...
You know, the guy had it up for $31.99 free shipping. I sent out this massive email. It's just for that mod. It was just a VaporJoe's alert. I put it up for $31.99. Within an hour of that email, he jumps it to $39.99, and everybody is screaming, "Joe, it's $39!" And I'm like, "Fuck!" He raised the price on me. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. Now, if somebody says it is back to 31. There's a reason why it's back to 31, because I fucking screamed at him. I fucking said, "Listen, if you fucking do this again, I swear to God, I will blacklist your ass and kill you." So he brought it back to $31.99. So that's good. Thank you so much. I will reiterate that. Actually, I'm gonna repimp that post tonight. Then thank you for putting that back up. And as you can see, he sold 467 of them, and for good reason. I was telling Tiger, and Tiger will agree with me, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, wattage for wattage, the best mod in the industry. Period. End. For the price. $29.95 now. It's as low. If you go over to Ace of Vapes, You can get it for $29.99.
Yeah. They are great. They're not even a scant 3 inches tall. Just a tiny little thing, hardly a whole lot bigger than a chunky lighter, and 20 watts. I mean, okay, in a world now where we are seeing like 100 and beyond watt vapes coming out, 20 sounds pretty small, sounds pretty last year. But at the price of this and the quality of how it's put together, I'm really impressed with that too, by the way. This is going to be the go-to recommended device I put in the hands of anybody who's, wants to move past a stick bat or start with something a little heavier than a stick bat. Because let's face it, 20 watts sounds small today, but the fact of the matter is most vapors, like 90% of vapors, never need more than 20 watts, never even get to 20 watts. So they are a great little device. I will tell you, the Nautilus Mini is like made for it. They just go so well together. The size is right, and it vapes so beautifully on there. So check out a Mini too, if you if you want to.
It's like butter.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. For those of you who think these things aren't worth what they're worth, oh, it's only 20 watts. I have 100 and I don't know, 100 and a lot of mods. Okay, I have tons of mods. I have mods that cost $200. I have mods that cost $5. I have mods that go to 100 watts, mods that go to 200 watts, and I have this little guy. And this little guy is has been my go-to mod since I've owned it, so it's been like a week. And it goes in my little front pocket, and when I'm out the door, like today, I went for an oil change. It took, 20 minutes. This guy came with me. I'm not bringing no big hunky chunky box. Why? I don't need it. This thing works great. This will allow me to vape when I need to vape. It's going to make wonderful. It's going to give me wonderful flavor, wonderful vapor. It's not going to blow the doors off, but that's not what it's necessary for. I went to vape meets. I went to 2 vape meets, small ones, in the area in the last week and a half. Smokey came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Joe, blah, 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 where's your vape bag?" I didn't bring anything. I brought this. And that was the funny part. I want to wait for Tiger to come back. There she is.
Sorry, I had to go get the little rubber mat that helps me get tight jar lids off. I over-tightened my Mini Nautilus again, and I want to fill it because I want to vape it.
So I was telling them, me and Smokey went to the vape meet that I bought. Okay, so the vape meet I bought this big motherfucker at, which cost me $120. Mm-hmm. Smokey pulls up in the driveway. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go." So we go. He's like, "Where's your vape bag?" I'm like, "What vape bag?" He's like, "With all your gear in it." I'm like, "I don't need any gear. I just brought this with me. That was it. That's all I brought, and a bottle of juice." He's like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Absolutely. That's all I brought." And that's all I brought. And it worked perfectly. And everybody at the meet asked me what I was vaping on. Because they were shocked. They're assuming I'm supposed to be like, rebuildable, monster fucking mods, tons of shit. This little thing. Mm-hmm. Pound for pound, the best little mod ever. And somebody's like, it blows away the MVP. I'm going to disagree with you on that in a couple areas. The MVP is great for a new vapor. The MVP does have the ability to charge your cell phone. There's some dual purposes there. MVPs for new vapors are it's a give and take because it only does 11.5 watts. I give it that to you, but it is hunkin' chunk of metal. You're not going to break an MVP. This one, I'm not sure how long. I mean, it's built well. Don't get me wrong, but if I had to choose which one would survive a car running over it, definitely have to pick the MVP.
Now, Joe, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. I think the e-Li-Fi stick is the MVP killer. Side by side, it's just so much smaller. This has 2600 mods. This has 22, but this is lasting and vaping way longer for me than the MVP ever did. It also doesn't have this awkward part that sticks up and you're forced and you're stuck with it. And you talk about charging your phone. Joe, let's really face it. How many people ever did that?
I give it to you. I give that to you. However, I have to respectfully disagree because new vapors are, let's face it, stupid. They're dumb. When it comes to vaping, and this is awesome. I would say this is awesome for a vapor after a month. I would say this is better for a vapor, brand new, just a brand spanking new vapor. Only because this comes with the charger, it comes with multiple tanks. I mean, you got to remember, this also comes with clear modules with it. This comes with the eye clears with it. It comes with the charger. It comes with, everything you're going to need. And again, I guess, the selling point, it does charge your cell phone. But they'll get rid of this inside of a month, and then maybe they can move to this. On a budget, this is better than this. I give you that. But if you had unlimited funds, I would say maybe go to the MVP only for two reasons: durability, and you get more with the kit. This doesn't come with tanks. This doesn't come really with the charger, unless you buy the kit, which only comes with a little wire. With this, you're going to get at least two iClear 16s. You're going to get a bunch of other things. So it's give and take. Either way, they're both good. But right now, I mean, pound for pound, I still think this is the best device for the price.
Mm-hmm.
It's not often me and Tiger disagree, but we have to at times. Just get a Pro Vari. Hey, you know what? Get a Pro Vari. They're fucking great. I have to give you that.
And Big Sexy, don't read more into that than was intended. It's not a commentary, and Joe can sound a little bit harsh at times. It's not a commentary about how intelligent someone is or isn't. It comes down to what Gay Vapor is saying, that unlike smoking, where you pull one out of the pack and you light it on fire, there's really not a lot to know. Vaping is a learning curve. There's a lot to learn in the beginning, and it can be overwhelming. So what you want to do is put things in people's hands that are simple, somewhat self-explanatory, and yeah.
Yeah, you're dumb. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love Tiger. She cleans up my messes so many times. She's like, "Don't worry about him. He's fine. He's okay." And I'm sitting there like, "Rah rah rah, you're dumb." Cleans up my mess. All right, so Tiger, let's do this. What you got? You're gonna do the first. You're gonna do the first.
Well, do you want to launch right into deals, or did you want to talk about some of the news this week?
We can. You know what? We could do that. We could talk about diacetyl.
All
right. We didn't discuss this on Done Deal the last few weeks, but it's been a hot button issue. I just wanted to bring this up a little bit. There have been some talks about diacetyl, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. One of those people that the people run away from when it comes to hot button issues. And the latest boogeyman in the industry is diacetyl. Now, diacetyl, or diacetyl, whatever you want to call it, has been around a really, 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 really long time. Even when I was a new vapor, and we're going back almost 3 years now, we always heard diacetyl popcorn lung. That was always a big thing. But for some reason...
Are you shy of the camera, Joe?
For some reason...
He's looking at this elbow and then at this...
For some reason, diacetyl has popped up again. And this is what's worrying me. I think there are forces in the community that are pushing this, and outside forces are pushing other forces to talk about this. Because when I was a new vapor back 3 years ago, we knew that diacetyl was bad, and that was it. So why is it coming now? Why are we talking about diacetyl now? And then all of a sudden we're talking about wattage and voltage now, and how wattage and voltage brings formaldehyde out of in our vaping when you go too low on ohms. And for me, it just sounds like some big pharma, big tobacco, big XXX put it in there, is trying to push the community back to like disposables and shitty kits. Because we knew back in the day diacetyl was bad. We knew back in the day that if you vaped on cotton, it wasn't the best in the world. But for some reason now it's in the forefront, and now we have the FDA, and now we have all these companies getting involved in vaping, and it just sets off my conspiracy theories alarms. You understand what I'm saying, Tiger?
I'm not sure I do, Joe, to be honest. I've heard about the diacetyl question since I started vaping, and that will be 2 years at the beginning of October.
Right.
I was aware of that from day one, and it never went away. Our understanding was that vendors had sourced out flavors that didn't include it, and now we've recently found out that even the vendors themselves were being misled. So, there's a concern, certainly, and I think the onus is on us to source better flavors, to be really honest. Vaping is about harm reduction, and I don't see that there's a line in the sand where you go, okay, we've reduced enough harm, now let's just, whatever. And I think if we're really about harm reduction, then let's go the whole mile.
Well, I think something we can both agree on is I started vapingflavors.com. I'm not doing anything with it, but I think what we need is a website dedicated to flavors for vaping, where instead of we're going to TFA and all these other Flavor West and all these guys that are using flavors for food. We need something that's absolutely 100% for vaping. I think that would be a one big good step, some good progression.
Now, Curly Sask has a great point, and Curly, I'd like to reiterate that. He's saying if diacetyl is so bad in vaping, why isn't it listed as a cause of popcorn lung in smoking? And Curly, I think it's as simple as everybody knows smoking's bad for you. There's enough crap in there to complain about, and it's a given. It's a given. Everybody knows smoking kills. They're just trying to find something to complain about in vaping. And I see where you're coming from a little bit with the conspiracy theorist idea, Joe. But at the same time, I just don't see any reason to include anything in our vapes that gives them any fuel to regulate and.
I gotta give that to you. But somebody's like, why don't they include that in cigarettes? Well, it's easy. I mean, listen, when you're a coal miner, you get black lung from coal mining. Okay. But if you're using coal to fire your furnace, you're not going to say you're going to get black lung from it. You know what I mean? Like, there's two different things, and I'm not a big proponent of, the people who got popcorn lung from diacetyl work in the plants that made diacetyl. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting millions and millions of times more exposure to diacetyl than any vapor or any smoker would. And I think it's very, 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 very overblown. However, it sounds bad. Like I said, you get black lung from farming, coal, but if you're shoveling coal in your own furnace, you're not going to get black lung. But technically I could say, coal gives black lung, so do not go near coal because you may get black lung. You understand? That's what the whole thing is. And I'm not a proponent of saying that diacetyl will give you, popcorn lung in vaping. However, it does give popcorn lung to people who've been around it, and it's very convenient for the anti-e-cig people to use that as ammunition, and that's what we're avoiding. We're not avoiding it because it's the truth. We're avoiding it because it sounds bad. And that's where I think we're all going. It just sounds like shit, so we got to deal with it. Somebody's like farming. Yes, farming, coal, come on.
Well, Wolf Tech, to some degree, that has happened. Flavor Art, I believe, produced over in Italy, is produced with vapors in mind. So it's happening. It'd be great if more of the companies got on board.
Yeah, Flavor Art
Some
out
of
of
them,
Italy. Yeah, they did that.
some of them have actually gone the other route, though. When approached about some of these ingredients, they simply changed their labeling and their policy that it's not supported for use in vaping at all. Just don't bother us. So
I'll be honest with you, John Public is like, I don't see the negative in making juice flavors safer. I am with you on that, but I don't like to see the pomp and circumstance and the huge outcry and all this stuff to make it safer, because what you're doing is you're giving fuel. Everybody's like, oh my God, if we keep talking about this, the FDA is going to pick up on it, and we keep fucking talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. Like, everybody's like,
and I think that the attention it's getting simply shows how responsible vaping, vapors, and the producers are being. That we are self-regulating and managing quite nicely without any input from the government. So basically, stay out of it.
I get you there, 100%. I just wish nobody talked about it in the sense that it was a worldwide epidemic problem. There was a time where Box Elder was giving nicotine. This was 2 years ago. People were buying nicotine at 10 times the normal level. So let's just say you were buying a 20 milligram Nick base. They were selling you 200 milligram Nick base. Okay? Now that sounds deadly. That sounds terrible. That was a community-wide problem. And you know what we did? We solved it on our own. Everybody shut the fuck up, and we just dealt with it. And that's what I think we should do.
The difference with that was that it was sort of a one-time accident error. It was resolved, and I would actually bet that Box Elder was the safest place to get nicotine after that, because they were on alert and so careful.
Well, right. I mean,
this is an ongoing thing.
Right. Even during that time, I remember P. Visardo was talking about juice reviews and asking juice vendors where they got their Nick from, because Box Elder. Mm-hmm. And now nobody even thinks. Does anybody here think about where you get your Nick from? No, of course not, because that drama is over.
Now,
so,
in all fairness, I think Sean Chai in the chat has summed up the whole argument just succinctly in one sentence, and that is that there's nothing wrong with making juice safer and seeking to improve methods and ingredients, but we need to not cross the line from concern to scaremongering within the community. Exactly. And that pretty much hits it on the head.
Tiger does that so well, doesn't she, everybody? She just buttons it all up.
Put a lid on it. All right. Well, actually, thanks to Sean Chai for that one. I can't take credit.
But I only vape clone diacetyl. That's all I'm saying.
Oh. All right. All right. Moving on.
Anyway. Oh, nice pumpkin. I didn't see that. Nice pumpkin.
Aww.
All right. Oh, Tiger.
Very
what do you got for deals? What do you got? I want to see some diacetyl deals tonight. What do you got?
I don't have any deals on diacetyl. Sorry. I do have something I wanted to talk about. This is almost really more of a news item than a deal. I did run it. It's certainly not the typical deal I run. This is in a much higher price range, but it's worthy of talking about. And I'm gonna draw you out on this one, Joe, and that is the 180 watt God mod. Who needs 180 watts, Joe?
I need 180 watts. Why? Because it's like the biggest penis in the industry. It's just, you need the biggest numbers, right? I mean, we all need the biggest numbers, and I have to give you, it's the biggest box mod we know of that's mass produced. Mm-hmm. 3 18650s, not one, not two, 3 18650s. So this bitch is a beast. A beast. Now, why did they call it the God Mod? Well, originally, they had a cross on the back. And they called it the God 180. They have since changed that, which, I don't know. I like the cross. I felt it's safe. It helped me. Jesus was looking at me and making sure my mod wasn't going to blow up on me.
Okay.
But now they've changed it to a wolf. So they should really call it the Wolf 180. But whatever. I think they're incredibly sexy. The problem is nobody has one of these right now. At least I don't know anybody who has any of these right now. And for $113, we're looking at 70 cents, 75 cents a watt. So that's pretty badass. 180 watts. If this holds true, and I have to say if, because any reviews out there for this yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Right. I'm sure there may be one on YouTube I haven't seen yet, but fantastic price. $113.99. You're going to get yourself a 180 watt box mod. Again, 3 18650 batteries. Fantastic looking device. I mean, these colors and this just design is fantastic. Just crushing the American mod makers. I mean, it's a joke. Literally watching mod makers from America pushing out DNA 30 mods, and we're looking at a SMY 180 watts. Absolutely stunning. "88 days till Christmas." Shut up! I don't even want to fucking think about Christmas.
I'll admit, like I said at the top of the show, I've started, but all for my little boy.
You know what? I let me enjoy fucking Halloween, please. I don't need Santa Claus, poking his big fat ass into fucking Halloween. Let me enjoy my spooky fucking holiday. Yeah, and Turkey Day too. We got some Thanksgiving going on too. Anyway, so yes, 180 watt God mod, $113.99. Who's shipping that again, Tiger?
That's from VaporTech.
Yeah, get over to VaporTech, check him out. He's got some crazy shit going over there, like really crazy shit. Oh, there we go. Somebody has put a YouTube video in about the God mod.
Oh, alrighty. Thank you very much, PF Flyer.
Wait, is this guy just talking about it? No. Bullshit, PF Flyer. He doesn't even have it in his hand. It's a picture of him in the background with a fucking... That's bullshit. Nobody look at that YouTube video. It's a guy talking about it on his fucking computer screen. He doesn't even have one using it. I want somebody using the God mod, firing coils on it.
Alrighty. Well, in the meantime, until such information exists, another new item this week was the Squape Reloaded clone hit the market, and I gotta say, it looks gorgeous. They did a really good job. Now, I'm a little bit at a loss to talk about the Squape. I've never used one or built one. I hear good things about them, that it is a very flavorful vape. What they've done with the reloaded version is they've increased the airflow and adjusted, changed up how the airflow works. I'm getting great feedback about that. And one of the kind of cool things about this mod, and it's not a big deal, or rather this atomizer, and it's not a big deal until you've had like a K-Fun or a Russian or say a Fogger or something like that, that you realize it just really needs rewicking or something like that right after you build it. Now, if you're me, you will stubbornly struggle your way through that tank of juice to avoid having to drain it until you want to get in there and rewick it. Squape allows you to rebuild or rewick without draining the tank. So that's kind of cool, I think. It sounds like a small thing until you've dealt with the consequences of not being able to do that. But this is available. There's a coupon code in the blog post about it, so do check that.
Yeah, definitely check that out. I mean, Scrape's very, 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 very popular.
Mhm.
And now the whole, the whole upgrade situation, I think it's going to be very, very popular.
Hey, Jinx Canada.
Got a lot on tonight. 168 in a room, at least the last time I checked. Loving the numbers here on VapeStrong.
Indeed. Merrick, there's a little something going wrong with my system lately. The camera wants to misbehave. My CPUs are pinned, so please forgive me. We're doing the best we can with the broadcast, but yeah, unfortunately, we're stuck with shadows for now. All right. Well, let's talk about something a little more colorful. Um, I was kind of excited about these, and Nitro alluded to them during Mod Envy. And this is the Manhattan style. We showed you a little while back. They brought out black. I believe it was black, a bright sky blue, and purple. And now they've introduced 5 more colors. And they're so cheap, under $30 for a Manhattan styled anodized aluminum mod. These
Under 30? Under 15?
I thought I said under 13.
Oh, okay. I think it's under 30.
Okay,
Like
no, I might
under
have.
13.
I might have.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, these are fucking cheap. I was blown away when I saw the price on these.
Yeah.
You ran it, I re-ran it tonight. That's
Oh,
my
yeah?
midnight deal.
Oh,
That's how good these are.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the price is absolutely right, and such pretty colors.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at anodized, that bottom button, super sexy, $12. Like, are you kidding me?
Mhm.
$12.
These are even cheaper by like cents. We're talking cents here. The first 3 colors they brought out were $12.90, and these most recent 5 colors are going for $12.80. Now that's got that super strong magnetic switch. I've seen pictures on the internet of people having these like stuck on the fridge by the switch, sticking out from the fridge perpendicular, with their pizza money held onto the fridge by the switch of this. So, we're talking about a pretty hefty switch there.
Keep the money or kids chalk drawing, whatever, it works. I think this is a fantastic deal. I mean, we're talking $12.80. For a price of a pizza, Tiger, you can have yourself a Manhattan mod. I mean, they're really, really good. I'm liking the colors. I put this out about 2 weeks ago on my Facebook. Just some Chinese manufacturer hit me up and sent me all the colors in in plastic, just a picture, and I just said taste the rainbow, and it was fucking huge. Everybody loved these colors. I mean, and for $12, can you go wrong? No, you can't go wrong. It's
Now,
impossible.
somebody just gave me a great idea, and D. Mylan, I thank you for that. And I also, now I'm a little ticked with you because you're going to cause me to spend some money. But I guess it's only fair we do that to you guys. So
Yeah.
I did get in, and I wanted to show you the newest flashlight head that we ran. This is the red one that came out. Now this is 800 lumens, and I'm so impressed with this thing. I've got it on the clone Kodiak right now, and let's shine it on the wall back behind me there. It's pretty bright actually.
It's red.
It's red, and it's so bright. Like, what bright? Okay, sorry for blinding you. But yeah, lots of light on this one. It's nicer than the first one I got, and now you've got me thinking it needs the red Manhattan to sit on, because then I can shine it like this way and just hit the button there. Like that's awesome. I love it. So
Wow.
damn it, I'm gonna need a Manhattan for my flashlight.
Yeah, I love those little flashlights for the moms. I think
And
they're great.
Big Bam, thanks so much. I hadn't really planned on talking much about that, but you're so quick with the link. Yeah, that's exactly the one, the 800 lumen Cree light, and I'm really pleased with it. But yeah, I think it would look deadly on that.
There you go. Look at that.
All right. Well, what you got, Joe?
Well, I got something that's really not, I don't know if it's international friendly, but it's just something I want to talk about.
Oh.
called the Fogger V5.
Ah, yes, I've been hearing things about this, but I haven't seen one. Let's have a link.
Give me 1 second. I got so many different. There we go. Ah, Big Bamboo has it. Now, what's up with this Fogger V5? Well, okay. First off, number one, they're all pre-order. You're not going to find one in stock, so don't bitch. Okay. Anything new tends to be pre-order. But the cool thing about this Fogger is the biggest point in this Fogger, and I think we're going to see this a lot more in a lot of rebuildables, is the post system. You push the top, you push it down. There's no screws anymore. Fuck screws. You know what? We should start fuckscrews.com. There's no screws. You push the top down. You put your candle wire through, and then you let go, and it grabs it.
So the way you used to hook up speakers back in the day.
Exactly. Who would have? I mean, really? After all this time, we wouldn't have thought of doing this already? It's exactly, Tiger. You nailed it on the head. The way we do speakers, you just push it down. The hole opens. You put your candle through. You let it go. Boom. You're done. Number one. That's the biggest selling point on this. The improved airflow and the top. Now you can fill from the top. Okay, so that's the 3 selling points on the Fogger V5. Now, $26.99 free shipping. I'm not sure what the situation is when it comes to international, but since this is kind of news, and this isn't authentic, this isn't this isn't some kind of like Fogger V5 from, a company with a lot of X's and Z's in it. This is actually from the original manufacturers from the Fogger. So this is, in my opinion, news more than a deal. But if you're in the States and you want to go over to there and pick up a Fogger V5 for $26.99 free shipping, it's on a pre-order. The people who do it's called VapeNW.com. I've pimped them a few times. They're very, very reliable, and I think you'll like it.
Now, TVB NYC has a good point, and he's saying maybe this is not a great thing for super sub-ohmers, though. It doesn't make as good of a connection. I agree with you. I do totally, but I'll append that with the fact that the Fogger was never a really great atomizer for super sub-ohmers anyway. The Fogger really produces best, I think, kind of in the middle. If you can sub-ohm it for sure, but I don't think I'd go a whole lot less than 0.5 on a Fogger style. It's not made for it. It's made for flavor, not clouds. So.
Everybody I talk to who uses K-phones or Foggers these days, they're pushing them they're using 1.5 ohms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and especially
they're
now with
them out, though.
Especially now with the great selection in regulated mods that are capable of firing sub-ohm. It used to be people were building their K-funds low and using them on a mechanical tube. Now you're seeing more and more of the gravity fed, the K-funds, the Foggers, the Russian styles. You're seeing it all on regulated mods, and they're building them higher for that.
They're building them higher, and they're running them on 50 to 75 watt devices. I mean, if you're running a mechanical, sure, you're going to want a low build. But if you're running a Fogger at 1.8 ohms and you're pushing the bitch up to 60 watts on a regulated device, you're going to chuck vapor like you've never seen before. You know what I mean? So, sub-ohming doesn't really matter on a regulated device if your regulated device goes up pretty high. And a lot of people are building them very, very high and enjoying them.
Yeah. I
mean, there's so many people doing that now. The gravity-fed devices were never, in my opinion, meant to sub-ohm.
Well, sub-ohm really certainly, but not the extreme. Like, I've built my Foggers as low as 0.5. No problem. Right. And on a tube mod, that works. I'm curious to try one above an ohm on a regulated device. So I haven't done that.
Yeah, like this Tatro 50-watt device. You can build it at 1.5 ohms and just chuck that wattage up, 45 watts, and hit it. It's going to work, and it's going to work well. So definitely. All right, Tiger, what you got next, bro?
Well, I have something that I'm kind of excited about. I was really, really excited to see these finally come out because I remember the original and it was awfully pretty. And Enter the Dragon. Now, the pictures, because the design wraps so much around, there's so much design, the pictures just aren't quite doing it justice, but you can get an idea of how striking this mod is. With a beautiful etched design of a dragon, and the entire tube is covered in detail. It's absolutely beautiful, and for under 17 bucks. Hello, I couldn't have afforded or justified one of the authentics, but 17 bucks for the clone, yeah.
Yeah.
And no, Nilo, that's not the $4,000 silver mod. This is stainless steel with a bottom firing switch. And I have to remind myself here, I can't remember on this one if the switch is magnetic or let me review. Okay, going back in time.
I'm still vaping that Cardo in the lava tube right now from the original show I was on.
No, it is not. It is a spring-loaded bottom firing switch, and there is no lock because it's recessed. So, yeah, there we go. Thanks, Big Bam.
Yeah, it looks great though. Hey, come on. I mean, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, we're all buying tubes that are cake decorated. Some are stainless steel, some are silver plated, some are copper, some are brass, black PVD. It all comes down to what looks nice. And as long as the connectivity is good and you don't have much voltage loss. And let's face it, who's talking about voltage loss anymore? Most of the mods that come out these days have that pre-built in that you gotta have silver plate contacts and all that other good stuff. So the voltage loss is pretty negligible these days. I mean, would you agree with me there?
I would say in most cases, and it depends really what you're vaping. If you're not in a cloud competition at a vape meet, a lot of this voltage loss talk is nothing more than academic. Now, B. Wayland had a question asking if the mech mods are only for use with RDAs, like a dripping atomizer. Now, RDAs is one type of rebuildable. That's a rebuildable dripping atomizer. There's also RTAs, rebuildable tank, and in the old days we called them all RBAs, rebuildable simply. Okay. Now the answer is yes and no. You're going to get, in my opinion, the best performance from a rebuildable because on a mechanical mod, it's straight voltage. There is nothing to adjust. You're getting what your battery is putting out, period, end of story. Okay, so on a fresh battery, you're getting 4.2 volts, end of story. To really, really maximize that, I believe you need to build, and that allows you to, dial in your heat by adjusting your coil to match your mod, and of course, always taking into account the capabilities of your battery, and really get a great vape. Lots of vapor, lots of flavor, whatever it is you're shooting for, you can build to. The game has changed a little bit. Now with the advent of sub-ohm heads available for fill-in vapes, I'm relaxing that position. You can get heads now for ready-to vapes that are 1.3, 1.2, 0.8 ohms.
Yeah,
And that
actually,
changes it. Now you can put a mega tank on a non-regulated mod, and thoroughly enjoy and get plenty of vapor.
I was at e-cig Outpost yesterday. Not yesterday, 2 days ago, and they had Kanger ProTech at 0.5.
Wow. Okay.
I was blown away.
That's
I was like,
the lowest
really?
I've heard. Yeah.
I was blown away. I bought a few. I haven't tried them yet, but they do have Kanger now. You can buy sub-ohm heads at 0.5.
Now, my only concern with that is, can the airflow keep up? Because that's going to be the difference between burnt death and a really enjoyable vape. So I guess time will tell. We'll have to see.
Well, the 0.8s work great, so I wouldn't see why the 0.5s wouldn't. But you're going to have to... at 0.5, you're really going to have to suck on that fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're really going to have to direct lung inhale. You're not going to take that into your mouth because it's just not going to work. You really need to direct lung inhale on that. So, yeah.
And Dragon, I'm chuckling about your comment. Thank you. Yes, Evil Woman, adjustable airflow in pretty much everything Kangaroo's coming out with. The only point I'm a little concerned on is there a airflow adjustable enough to really do justice to a 0.5 head. So we'll find out. It's gonna be known soon enough, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. So
Ooh,
the Dragon, less than $17. Beautiful. End of
do
story.
it. Do it.
End of story. All right. Something for the non-rebuilders and non-mechanical mod people in the room. Anybody can enjoy these.
I've been looking at Tiger. I have to disagree with you on these. These look
What?
like little mini crack pipes.
Oh, Joe, don't ruin it. I think they're so pretty. And I mean, you know,
They look nice, but they look so scientific at the same time. Come on, look at them.
well, it's true. We haven't seen a tall form factor glass drip tip until these. Well, there's probably some in the artisans stores, you know, like where they're blowing glass and making one-offs. But for these to be mass produced, they are one of the tallest we've seen. 65 millimeters rivals the 70 millimeter aluminums that we've seen, but these are glass in 5 colors. And the price is right, less than $4.
I would totally rock one of these. It just has this, I don't know, like I'm thinking New Jack City Pookie crack pipe. For some reason, it's just reminding me of a crack pipe. I don't know why.
Oh my goodness.
I would still rock one of these on top of one of my mobs. It just has this look to them. Drives me crazy.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. I'm so done.
Is it Pyrex or is it crack pipe?
Oh man. Okay. They're drip tips, people. Okay.
Yeah, mini bonds.
Let's be clear about this.
Yeah, I'm sure when you see them in this, when you're holding it in your fingers and they're this big, on screen they look huge, but they're really tiny. I mean, these are drip tips we're talking about. So.
John Q. Public, I love it. He thinks it's the perfect thing to vape menthe crystals. And I said an N. There was an N in there. That was menthe.
I have to, the perfect segue on that one. Perfect segue on that.
All right. All right.
You really did segue on that.
Did I? Are we segueing into something?
Into something called menthe crystals.
You talked about them last week, did you?
What's that?
Did you talk about those last week?
It was on the cusp of last week, but we can bring it up again. I mean, there was such a huge outcry about this fucking thing. And I'm not going to talk about it as a deal. I'm going to talk about what happened.
All right, let's do it.
Just really quick. I went into a deal 8 days ago. I don't think we talked about it last week because I think it was just after the show.
We actually did. I do remember.
All right. Well, no. I think somebody brought it up during the show, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to do a deal called menthe crystals." Like it wasn't actually. We were actually talking about this deal, but whatever. My point is that the community flipped out that I used the word crystal menthe rather than crystal meth, and I had people come up to me in VU. VaporJoe's, emails telling me that they are recovering addicts, and that I used crystal menthe as the title, and they felt offended that I used the word crystal menthe. Now, I used crystal menthe for a reason. I did that on purpose. So people would go, what? Crystal meth? Menthe. It's a joke. However, because you're a recovering addict, and if you are a recovering addict, congratulations. However, your life choices do not dictate my life choices. Okay? So if you are offended because I use the word crystal menthe, because you used to take crystal meth, that is your fault, not mine. So I will continue to use whatever I choose to use because I didn't take crystal meth. And it's just that simple. What do you think, Tiger?
I think I'm moving on to the next deal. Let's talk about mini Nemmies. We don't have to agree on everything. Mini Nemmies. Now, I love this deal because this is one of the ones that I can truly say is an incredible deal. 14500 or 14650 size battery will fit in here, and this is the mini version of the very wildly popular and for good reason Nemesis style. I love these. I love that the way the switch is designed in these is brilliant. You are guaranteed a flush fit for your atomizer and your battery if you just adjust it all correctly. It's not hard. With a Nemesis, start top down. Get your atomizer fitting flush, get the pin set right, get the battery in there, and then adjust the switch until the battery is nicely housed. I love them. And I love that it's available in the mini format now. I love even more that it's available boxed, complete, for under 11 bucks. 10 bucks and change. Like, you can get dinner for that. So, stainless steel, mini Nemi. There you go.
Now, let me ask you, Tiger, have you used any of those mechanicals at the 14500 level?
I have. Most of what I used in the 14500 is actually a mini Bagua from a long time ago. And one of them is someone was asking me if I have the mini Nemi. Not yet. At this price, I'm going to.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean, all I could say is no-brainer. If you want a baby mod, a stealth mod, portability, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't really go wrong.
now, TVB NYC wants to know if I prefer it to the 14500 Bagua. Because I don't have it in hand, I can't say for sure, but I'm telling you right now, if it holds at all accurate to the original Nemis, the 18 series Nemis, yes, I will prefer it. The mini Bagua is cute, but I love the switch design on the Nemis. They are just, they're great. So they come with a spring Merrick. Until I have it in hand, I don't want to say for sure, but I'm thinking that there are probably magnets somewhere that are the right size to convert it, and you can bet your bottom dollar I will be looking to do that. I've converted most of my Nemesis mods to magnetic, and I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 10 bucks. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like it's so baby tiny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
they're
take
cute.
it with you. You put a little. What's that AGA? What was that AGA you put on the top of it?
The
It was like
AGA-TD, and I think they're still available here and there. That was the smaller format titanium AGA. It's a Jenny style, so
Right.
you want to keep it upright if you're traveling. But it was just perfect on top of a 14500, 14650 style mod.
Right. Absolutely. I think that's fantastic. Okay.
Alrighty.
Now I want to bring up the deal.
All right.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk jigs. We're gonna talk some coil jigs. Now, I was blown away when I saw this today on Fast Tech. I've been pushing coil jigs from anywhere between $9 to $15 all day long. They've been selling all day long. Now, Fastech has brought out some RBA coil jigs for $3, $3 fucking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm blown away, and this gives you an inkling of what the our brick and mortar people are paying. Because if Fastech is making a profit on $3.05 on a coil jig, they're cheaper than $3.05. Yet they're selling them for $8 and $15. I mean, if you go on eBay, some of these are like, $15, $16. So what is a coil jig? Well, a coil jig helps you build precise, clean coils for your rebuildable. It reminds me a lot of the original Cardo punches. Remember Cardo punch?
Mm-hmm.
When we were we weren't in the rebuildables and we were punching Cardos to put them in our in our tanks. the same premise. I mean, it's a rig that helps you build what you need to build, and for $3.05, it's exactly. If you go to a brick and mortar, if you go to a website and they're selling these for $29, they may be in different colors, like blue, red, blah blah blah. They only have them in silver right now. It's the same exact thing. It's the same thing for $3.05. And if you ever wanted to get into getting a coil jig to help you build your coils, there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't buy this. And I titled this Tank of the Market, and I'm glad they did this because the price of these were so inflated, as high as $15.
Well, it's a little like what we saw happen with ohm meters at the end of last year.
Yeah, and now nobody can sell these for $15-20. If you choose to, fine, you can go do that. But they know there's a place you can get them for $3.05. And that world will, that word will get around, and they'll do what they got to do. And people, all right, it's gonna take you a little longer to get it, but fucking $3, $3. Now, Tiger, do you own a coil jig?
I just received one recently from Hayes Vapor Co. in Calgary, where I was doing a little bit of shopping, but I haven't even had a chance to use it.
Okay. But I hear they make some epic coils. And for $3, I mean, literally, order it and forget about it. And in, a couple weeks, you'll get it in the mail. And you'll be like, oh my God, that's a jig I ordered. Oh my God, $3. And and I'll be honest with you, if you're a brick and mortar, if you're out there, if somebody's listening to us, we have 153 in the room. You're brick and mortar, I don't think you can get them this cheap at wholesale. Go there, buy a ton of them, and just resell them in your store. I mean, even for $7, you're cheaper than, the average, the online thing. So you make yourself some profit right there. All right, so Tiger, what you got?
I have something that's not a clone. Meet the Mutation XL. You've all heard about the Mutation X with its 18 air holes, two-part cap letting you close off or open up as many of those 18 as you want to feed your build. Great big drilled holes in the posts on this puppy, and this is the version for your 26650 mods. Okay, so you've got I think this one's about roughly 29 millimeters. This is by Indulgence, and it's the 3 posts with the great big drilled holes, so you can fit in your twisted wire, you can fit in multiple wires, you can fit in flat wire and wrapped wire and whatever, braided wire, whatever it is you're doing, it will work. Two-part cap lets you adjust that airflow, and this comes from the U.S., so the shipping will be fast.
Right, now VaporDNA is excuse me, a very, very, very VaporJoe friendly website. Now, for those of you who don't know, I will explain something. Every order that comes from VaporDNA always includes a free 10 ml bottle of juice. If you're from Canada, Australia, United States, whatever, you always get a free 10 ml bottles of Millennium juice. It's their own juice line. In the order notes, you just tell them what you want, and they will send it to you. VaporDNA always has, in my opinion, they're like the budget VapeRev. Like you have VapeRev, and then you have VaporDNA. VapeRev always wants to sell shit for like $4,000, and like, VaporDNA will have it for a far, far lower price. They always have the newest, the greatest, and the latest over there. And they sell a ton of legits. A ton. And for good reason. But they sell them at a good price. They don't sell them at the, absolute most expensive price. Like when the Patriots were starting to drop, like the legit Patriots were starting to drop in price, VaporDNA had them. If there was some new Addy coming out from a specific company, VaporDNA will have it. And they've always did it, pretty well as far as shipping is concerned. I think it's over $35. Shipping is free. Now that's within the United States, but for Canada, Tiger, do you know is there a...
Not offhand. There's a few of them I know off by heart, but that's not one of them, I'm afraid. When I did run some pricing, what I noticed was the shipping seemed reasonable to me. Of course, then again in Canada, we know that even regionally, we're going to spend a minimum of $10 to ship something. Regionally, 17 if you want to ship it across the country. So if it's better than that, we're happy.
Right, now Tiger's showing the XL, but after you click her link and you go over, you will see a ton of different... If you go over to the What's New section, you're going to see a ton of addies that are legit, that are in the $30 range. So you got the XL. You also have the Mutation X regular style, and it's going to come in black. It's going to come in stainless steel. It's going to come in copper. Okay. With now, what they did it right was the copper version has a stainless steel deck on it. They also have Russians, legit Russians, now in the big style, in the 26650 style. They have tons and tons of shit over there. It is my go-to. Batteries. Oh, don't even tell me. Do you really have these? Sorry. Hold on. Are you fucking kidding me? They have Sonys in stock?
Oh, nice. They're getting really hard to lay hands on, so stock up.
They do have Sonys in stock. They're VTC3s, but there are still Sonys at 30 amps.
Oh, hey, you know, I never did get any of the VTC4s or 5s. All I have is Sony VTC3s and a whole herd of them, and they're great.
I'll tell you right now, if you can get on this, you can get 3 Sony VTC3s for $25. That right now in this environment is extremely cheap. Yeah. Because Sony has stopped production on all their batteries. So if you can get in and get a 30 amp Sony battery 3 for $25.99, I'm going to put these up tonight. So
now Bastard has an interesting comment. He's asking Joe, Tiger, I've been hearing a lot of rumors as to why Sony batteries are becoming so rare. Warehouses blowing up, etc. Do you guys have any inside info? I do not. Bastard, have you heard anything about that, Joe?
Sony, from what I understand, and I've been told from a few sources, that all the Sonys we have been using are actually a few years old. Sony has completely stopped making all the batteries. You remember the 50 amp batteries, the ones we love so much? Our 18650s are going the way of those batteries. And soon, those Sony batteries are done. We're finished. We're going to have to find a new battery. And we're going to have to move to, say, Samsungs and LGs. I mean, they're going to be there. We don't have to worry. We always have eFest and stuff. But everybody loves their Sonys. So if you can find Sonys, get them. You know, that's all I got to say. If you can find them at a good price, get them.
Well, there's another source in the room. Derby has alerted us that Lightning Vapes has the VTC3s and 4s for $8 each. Again, great buy in this environment.
Get them and buy them, because they are. I've been trying to find good, but $8 each. Well, it's about the same as Vapor DNA after shipping. So you know, it's about the same. But if you can get them, get them. Buy as many as you can. That's what I would say. You know, if you're going to buy 3, buy 10, because you're not going to see them, and you're going to wish you bought them. So get over to Vapor DNA, or get over where you got to do, and check out this Mutation XL, and also check out their news section, because they have a ton of shit in there. And remember, every time you buy something from Vapor DNA, always a 10 ml bottle of juice for free.
Alrighty. Well, I had another mechanical I wanted to show you, because this is another one that's a little bit special, kind of like the Dragon. But this is the Tesla Tahiti. Now, modeled after the Tahiti mod, but a little different. They put their own spin on it. This is brass. It's got a stainless steel locking ring for accent, but really the rest of the mod is brass. Silver-plated contacts, so great continuity from that. And kind of a different and really, I think, cool look on this one.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at this. Now, is that, I guess the inscription on the mod, is that indented in the mod, or is that just on the outside?
It does appear to be like, yeah, like I want to say carved in, but I don't want to leave anyone with the impression that there's some craftsman sitting there with tools. You know, I'm sure this is automated, but there is you know, tactile detail in that, it appears.
Yeah, because I almost want to feel like if I went down, I would push in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I took my thumb and I went in and push in and go down and come back out. Like, that is really sexy, and I'm pissed off that I missed that. You know what I mean? Like, that is a really, 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 really nice mod. I mean,
well, and attention
really nice
to the details. Like I like a locking ring on a mechanical mod. You know, I have some that don't. There are exceptions, recessed buttons and so forth. But that locking ring just gives you a little degree of safety. And silver-plated contacts, of course, always, always, always a plus. Now, this is a two-part tube. Now, it's hard to tell. The seam is pretty nicely done. But right there is a seam, and this will come apart in two tubes, so you can use an 18350 or an 18650 in it.
Right.
So you can do that on the smaller scale too, which I think would look really good.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really, really, really nice mod. I'm kind of pissed off I missed it. You know, to be honest with you, I'm looking at it. You know, the Tiger. I'll be honest with you guys. Tiger's showing me this mod for the first time. It's a really, really nice mod. I'm kind of pissed off I missed it. She scoops me all the time.
Oh, not all the time.
But it's a really, really nice mod. I love it. Has that magneto top though? Well, it's not a bad thing. It's just lots of airflow. It just has that magneto top.
Yeah, a little different, but similar. And actually, well, okay, now you're doing the segues. I'm actually going to change things up a little bit. I was going to talk about something else first, but seeing as you said that, let's talk.
And Tiger, I did not mean to do that.
Oh, well, you know, it just
and
works.
I know your latest deal is the magneto, isn't it?
It is, in fact, and I was going to talk about something else first, but let's talk about the magneto because they're kind of pretty, guys. No lies about it. This is the authentic. This is not a clone. This is the real McCoy Smoke Tech Magneto 2, available in black, gold, and red, with, of course, the signature magnetic switch, locking ring, of course, reverse threaded,
Wow.
and they look gorgeous. The attention to detail on these is beautiful. The switches are beautiful. Now,
Merrick 92 says the cranberry looks neat. I have to say that red is fucking beautiful.
I know, it's breathtaking, isn't it? I had to pick which one I was going to use to show the whole mod, and it was an obvious choice. It had to be the red because it looks so sexy. But like I say, the detail on the switches is beautiful. I really like my Magneto. It is a no-nonsense, reliable, good mod. I love how the switch works on it. And I think these version 2s in the colors, you know.
Oh, and these
I can't
come
take
out
my eyes off that red.
These come out of Fast Tech. I didn't even realize it. I thought this would have been Mad Vapes. Wow, these come out of Fast Tech. I'm impressed. You know what? I am buying a red one. I do not own a red mechanical. I just don't.
You don't? Oh, wow.
You know, the red
now
one
I'm thinking again about my red flashlight. Oh, that would.
I mean, look at the bottom button. Designed by Smock. They're actually being pretty brazen. Like, designed by Smock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, yeah, they're proud of their design. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, the Smoke Tech Magneto is the reason why a lot of the mods we see today have magnetic switches.
Yep, absolutely. It was one of the first ones to do that.
You know, I mean, we've seen other mechanicals do it, but they were the super high price mechanicals. But nobody was really paying attention to how the switch worked. They just knew the switch did work. Whereas when it came to Smoke Tech came out with the Magneto, they featured the fact that they have a magnetic bottom button, and everybody doesn't realize if it wasn't for that, you would not have magnets in your Hades and in your Nemesis mods and all these. You know, you just wouldn't have them, because that was the reason why, because of smoke tech.
Now, there's a lot of speculation about what the symbol on the switch is. Now, it's funny you mentioned that, because when I put this picture together, I almost considered flipping that picture over, because the way they photographed it, the switch is almost upside down, right? But I wanted to leave it the way it is because, of course, the Magneto 2 here and all that was upside up. So I left it as they put it. But to me, and I'm going to trace it right now, it looks like a stylized M, which the way the picture is really a W. But trust me, it's an M. And I almost see what I think is a mask up there. I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of the character Magneto. But in any case, yeah, it's kind of almost a little tribal in nature, the symbol on the bottom. But I think it looks cool.
Oh yeah, I think it looks cool, and I think they did. I think they did some justice. $34.06. It may be a little slightly steep for a fast tech mechanical. However, smoke tech, don't laugh. They're big in quality, and they invented the magnetic. They invented the mass-produced magnetic switch. So, where's a good deal on 18350 batteries? Honestly, Mad Babes.
No, M's don't have 3 points. What I'm saying is the M is upside down as we're viewing it here. Okay? So if I was to flip that picture over, that would look more like an M. That bottom part there that I'm tracing now, that right there is your M, okay? So there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Magneto.
Okay, so let me...
Magneto. And just queuing up the next one.
All right, so may I cut in with the deal, man?
All right, and then I'm going to do 2 more, Joe, and then we have to get that giveaway done. We're at 17 minutes past the hour.
Jesus. Are we? All right, you know what? I'll forego it. Go.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
All right. Then let's jump backwards one. I want to show you another large atomizer. This is the Onslaught styled. Now, this is a 28.5 millimeters, so this will fit beautifully on your 26650 devices, regulated or not. These are drippers with a 2-part cap, 4-post deck, so you've got 3 negatives, 1 positive. And I love the tuxedo look of these. You can get it, basically you're looking at either black body or the stainless steel body, but you get both sleeves either way. So you can dress it up if you want to go with black. You're still going to get the stainless sleeve, so you can change it up if you want, or put the black sleeve on and have a black atomizer. And silver, right. Same thing. You can go all stainless or with the black trim. Either way, you're getting the 2 puffs style drip tip. That's of course 2 parts, as we can see here, and you can arrange them in whatever order you want. They fit the other way as well. So, but 1708 on that. Now that is a copper pin you're seeing there in the 510 connector, so that's really nice. Again, excellent for continuity.
Big old boy right there. Big boy.
Yes, it is. And a similar, I will say similar because, of course, the post layout is very, very different in the Poseidon 2. But that 3-coil, optimized for 3 coils build is similar to the Poseidon 2 I just built. And, I got to tell you, I'm pretty pleased with that. So the Onslaught with the 3 airflow holes, and they're oblong. They're like almost, they're kind of between a slot and a hole, really. So should be plenty of airflow too to feed that.
I love the name Onslaught.
Yes, you would. It's
aggressive and brutal.
Yeah.
I love that name. And it's in the 18.5 millimeter design, so it's just like, hey, we're here, we're large, deal with it. I just like that.
Large and in charge.
Exactly.
All right.
Tiger, what else you got?
The last one I wanted to talk about, we've talked about a couple of 26650 atomizers. Let's talk about something to put it on. The 4.9, oops, and now I got to jump ahead twice. There we go. The 4.9 is now available in a 26650 50 configuration. So these are the same styling you're accustomed to with that unique top cap here that does not have a 510 connection. You can see daylight through there. Now, the reason they do that, for those not familiar, is your atomizer makes direct contact with your battery. What that means is it's like running a hybrid without running a hybrid. Now, there's some caveats about that. You want to make sure that your atomizer's positive pin extends below the 510 threading, which is your negative connection. You do not want both of those pieces touching the top of your battery. That's not going to be a good day for you. The second thing is they do recommend nipple top batteries in these. Now, I will go so far as to say you can get away without as long as your atomizer is properly configured for use in this type of mod. You do not, yeah, exactly, Merrick. You're going to have a bad time. So
I'm
this
trying
is
to
not a
figure
beginner's
out
mod.
if Joe's penis could talk. How did that come up in this conversation? Looking at some of the samples.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What? The
I'm not sure.
randomness of vapors. Okay, go on.
I want to append it with, the stories it would tell. But no, that's for a different show, a different kind of show altogether. So, so anyway, available in copper or brass. Now the price on these starts at $18.76. The copper, I believe, is a bit more expensive, but that's normal. We're used to that. But you're looking at a nicely styled 26650 mod in the neighborhood of $20, and it's going to have great continuity. I mean, the 4.9 style, I'm really pleased with. I've got one that, if Eva is still in the room with us, I'm so impressed. She did such a great job of a patina on my 4.9 for me. It's like that will be in my collection forever. I will never part with that. But
yeah, the 4.9 is absolutely eloquent.
And because of the design, because of the really clever, and I will say it, really clever two-part magnetic switch, it can be a little confusing when it first shows up, but you have to reverse those magnets. You get them apart, you reverse them. Now you've got a piece that will stick to your battery. You drop the main part of the switch down in the part that has the little, whatever that little critter is. And
that's
then
I would say that's a lemur.
you think that's a lemur? All right.
I think that's a lemur.
I thought it was a bush baby.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, whatever it is, that part goes in first, then your battery with the other part, and they will repel until you press that bottom switch, of course. So, somebody agrees with you, a lemur. Okay, so that settles it. It's a lemur. But again, I don't typically recommend these to beginners or people who aren't quite comfortable with the mechanical mod and batteries and all that and safety. The exception being, of course, if somebody's really willing to, pay attention and get the information right and put it together right, and then you're off to the races. Great vape. I'm thoroughly enjoying mine.
And if anybody doesn't understand what's going on here, if we've noticed that copper and brass mods, even the cost of other materials, the entire market of metals have been dropping. Silver's really cheap; it's down to $17 an ounce. Copper is dropping, brass is dropping, everything is dropping, and you're going to see these mods coming down in price. I mean, we're looking at a pure copper, 4.9 and a 26650 design at $18. And there's a real reason for that, because the market, the metal market is dropping, and people, don't realize that, but that's influencing the mod market, because China doesn't look at mods like American mod makers do. They don't look at it as it takes a long time to make this mod, blah blah blah, machining and all. They just go, how much does it cost for that metal tube? Okay, it's dropped. Okay, drop the price, and that's just how it works. And for $18.76. Extremely inexpensive. Very, 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 very good price.
Well, Joe, we are at 11:24 Pacific. We've got 6 minutes to the bottom of the hour. Do you want to go right into that giveaway, or do you want to squeeze one more deal in?
I actually will go right into the giveaway. I'm looking at 3,037. Now, Big Bam Boom, if you could put the link in the room, you get one more shot at this. But if your reply to the thread is a double post, you will automatically be disqualified. So if you already replied to this post, don't.
Yep, don't do it again.
Now, for those of you who don't understand what's going on here, VaporJoe's network has been giving away 12 ProVaries / Vapor Sharks over the last 12 weeks. We called it the Hazy Days of Summer 12 ProVary giveaway. Now, over those course of 12 weeks, we have changed up a few things. The Vapor Shark came out, people wanted those, and the Vapor Shark RDNA came out. We included those, and we had a few days off. So the Hazy Days of Summer kind of walked into the cool and nice fall days. So today is the final. That's it, done. We're finished. The final giveaway of the 12. So if you're online, you need to be a member of the Vaping Underground. You need to go in there. You need to reply to the post. If you have more than one post, your entry will be disqualified. So make sure you've only replied once. Okay, I'm seeing a few more. How long do you want to give it, Tiger? Do you want to give it an extra minute?
Totally up to you, Joe.
All right, I'm counting down 60 seconds for those of you who haven't, applied to Vaping Underground. I'm giving a 60-second timer right now. And how this is going to work is each reply has a number assigned to it in the Underground. So right now I'm at 3038. I'm going to say, Tiger, pull a number between 0 and 3038.
Between 2, right? Because the first post in the list is yours.
Oh, well, yes, but whatever. Between that and 3038.
3038 is our number?
Right now it's 3038. I'm giving it another 30 seconds just to give everybody ample time to get in there. But I'm trying to explain to the people, once that number's drawn, we go in and we private message that person. That person is able to pick whatever ProVary they want, whatever Vapor Shark they want. It could be $250 Zen Coat ProVary, whatever they want. And wait, and finished, done.
Now, someone in the group is saying 3039. What's the final count, Joe?
3039.
3039. There it is. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Let's do this. Good luck, everybody. 177. We got a low number this time.
Smack dab in the middle. So I'm going to go smack dab in the middle. Give me 1 second. You said 179?
177. Who is lucky 177?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back to probably in the 20s. 177. So 1077?
177.
Oh, my bad. Oh, that's real low. I'm sorry.
Low number.
I'm sorry. All right, let me go back.
Oh, Metroid fan, you'll be fine. If you win and you have 2 iSticks coming, you have an iStick to carry with and something to give a new vapor.
Okay, 177. I have found 177. The winner is IOTA. IOTA. Again, IOTA is the winner. The person writes, "Thanks for the chance. I always wanted a ProVary."
Well, guess what? You're going to get one. Congratulations, IOTA.
Yes. Members since June 25th, they've had 18 messages and a bunch of likes. She's a female, 73 years old, according to Vaping Underground. That was her statistics publicly for everybody to look at. Her last login was Thursday, so she's been on. So IOTA, IOTO, I will hit you up on a private message, and you tell me, you go over to ProVape, order any ProVary you want, You let me know. It could be the most expensive, the least expensive. If that's not good enough for you, you can go over to VaporShark and get yourself an RDNA or a small VaporShark. Just
Joe,
understand.
you said to order it from Provari. They're not actually
Oh,
placing
well,
the
no,
order.
no.
They're
I
just
mean,
letting you know what they want.
exactly.
Right?
Go in there and fill out what you want, and I'll take care of it for you.
There we go.
Now, understand if you order a VaporShark right now, they're on back order. So if you want a VaporShark, you're allowed to have it. But remember, we're at the whim of of their time schedule and when they're going to get them in, because they're very, very, very popular. So if you want them, no problem. You're just going to have to wait.
All right. Well, congratulations. And someone was asking if we're doing both giveaways tonight. It's only the one because the 5 Vapor Sharks for Vaping Underground were all awarded. We awarded the last one already. So.
Yeah. And that one is on its way to the final winner. But Vaping Underground will be doing a very, 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 very epic giveaway at the 10,000th member. We've already been hitting up a lot of our sponsors on Mount Envy, and from what I understand, there is a huge lineup of giveaways. What we're going to do is when Vaping Underground hits 10,000 members, the 10,000th member isn't going to get an award.
No, it'll be from the entire membership.
Exactly. So the entire membership of Vaping Underground will be awarded. When we'll pull random, or we'll figure out how we're going to do it. But everybody will have a chance to win.
Mm-hmm. Now, someone was asking, Roldy wanted to know, this was number what of 12 Provaris? This was 12 of 12. So we are finished with the Lazy Hazy Days and the Vaping Underground Vapor Sharks. But hang tough. We are just waiting for that 10,000th member to join, and then we're going to start again, just like you said.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm a sucker for giveaways. Yeah, I am. I'm a sucker for giveaways. So there will always, be like, oh, I broke a nail. We're gonna give away, a DNA, 30 tonight. I mean, just how it works. I love giving away shit. I always find things to give away to vapors. There'll be a good deal on something. I'll buy 20 of them, and I'll give something away. So don't worry, don't fret. There'll always be something to give away.
And Dragon, you're absolutely right. I like how you think. Your odds are 1 in 10,000. And, that might sound like a lot, but play the lottery. That's the best odds you're ever going to see.
I'll be honest with you. If you want to laugh, Smokey is on the case. So I guarantee you there will be far more than just one thing to give away.
Oh yeah.
Smokey is
so good at that.
He shakes people down. And so I'm sure by the end of this, when we hit 10,000, we'll have at least 10 prizes to give away. So your chances are not 1 in 10,000. Your chances will become 1 in 1,000. So I really wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. All right.
So Joe, how much traffic did VG get this week? Well, what's VG? Is it VaporJoe's or Vaping Underground?
Appreciate the comment. All the people saying they always bitch about how you make money, but never mention how much you give back. And I appreciate that feedback on Joe's behalf. It's true. Joe does give an awful lot back to the community, and it's nice.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you. You know what? I'm going to tell you how many hits Vaping Underground got, because we have a few minutes, don't we?
Oh yeah, sure. We can take it. We'll field some questions and stay around for a couple minutes. We're 4 minutes past, but nobody's following us. So.
Vaping Underground. Now I'm using Cloudflare statistics here, okay? Because Vaping Underground is behind Cloudflare, for obvious reasons. I'm going to go look at analytics, and I'm going to look at the last 24 hours, okay? The last 24 hours, okay, Vaping Underground has gotten 1,240,825 requests. 24 hours. Now, let's go 7 days. 10,649,273 total requests. And then we can go 30 days. 44,847,126 total requests. It is incredible. Vaping Underground has destroyed VaporJoe's. I mean, I have a huge website. Vaping Underground has just just destroyed my website, and that's saying a lot. I mean, I have a blog. I know you're in and out, and it's quick, but Vaping Underground has destroyed my own website. And my website was one of the biggest in the industry. It's just insanity, absolute insanity.
Well, I have to comment on Crazy White Boy's comment. He says, you know what, VaporJoe, my wife says you're cute. Well, Crazy White Boy, you tell your wife she's got good taste in men.
Yeah, you're gonna get me in trouble. Just saying. Now, ECF, no, ECF is far more, it still gets far more hits than Vaping Underground does. However, Vaping Underground is in a strong number 2 position right now. We're running, we're going on 90 days open. I'm looking at my goal is 2 years to overtake ECF. And I know that sounds like a long time. It's not, though, because ECF has been out fucking 7-8 years. They have bajillions of members. They have traffic that is legendary because of how firmly ensconced in the search engine. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but we're coming for you. We're coming for you. That's all I got to say. But we're calling the Vaping Underground the new standard in vaping forums.
Yeah.
And Tiger is there. Tiger is a mod on Vaping Underground, and she goes in there and she just kind of sprinkles her fairy dust and makes it nice. Oh, it's nice.
Alrighty. Fairy dust on you. There we go. Alrighty. Well, does anybody else have any other quick questions before we wind down? Somebody's asking for tips for Ready X Wick. Use it to wick. I mean, there you go. There's your tip.
Yeah. There's really no tips. Just put it in and use it.
Torch it clean and use it for months. I mean that literally.
Somebody put that in there. I did do an interview. For those of you who want to know, we have 148 in the room. There was a fantastic interview I did with the TVA show. And I was actually pretty blown away. Tiger hit me up, and she's like, I heard an interview you did with TVA, blah, blah. And I'm like, you didn't like it, did you? And she hit me up later. And what did you say, Tiger?
Well, first of all, I was very interested in the fact that you were convinced I wouldn't like it because, in all fairness, now, and you know what? And there we go. Big Bam, you are on top of it. Got the link in there already for the TVA show. That's a podcast that Freeze and Mooch do. And they had Joe on, did what, in my estimation, a great interview. For any of you who are curious about VaporJoe and what makes him tick, head on over there, give it a listen. They did a really great job. It's not the typical interview. Certainly vaping, enters the conversation, but it does not stop there. They, as well as I know Joe, I listened to that. I felt like I got to know him just a little bit better. It was really interesting. It was clever. Mooch is a great interviewer. The guys are funny. Give it a listen.
Yeah, they bring me back to my childhood. They talk about a lot of stuff in there that really has nothing to do with vaping. I mean, if you just want to know what makes me tick, that's an interview for you. It was a lot of fun to do, and it shows how we got here. VaporJoe's network with all the sites we have now, and Vaping Underground and everything. Mooch did a really great job. He pulled a lot out of me that I didn't think was relevant, but somehow he made it relevant.
Yeah.
So it shows how much of a great interviewer he is. And I love the guys over at the TVA show, Mooch and Freeze, who also did Vape Mania, and they're going to be doing Vape Slam here in March. So for those of you who
PF Flyer wanted the link. It's about 5 posts above yours, maybe 6. Big Bam has shared that link. to the blog spot, and of course, Joe's blog spot will take you straight. Oh, and okay, better yet, Big Down, thanks. There you go, direct
Yeah.
link to SoundCloud. There you go, episode 37.
Yeah, and if you look for a tiny little graphic within the SoundCloud, it'll show you where I start talking. It's probably about a 45-minute interview. Starts at my childhood, blah, blah, we move it up to where we are today. So it was a lot of fun. I didn't expect it. So that's that. So we are at 2:40 a.m.
Indeed, we are. We ran a little bit long, but that's okay. And we want to. Oh my goodness, Son of Sam! Wow, the things you say. I'm going to just let that go. And thank all of you for staying with us so late into the night. And wish you a great week and happy vapes. And we'll be back with more deals next week here on VapeStrong.
That is correct. Now, next week, I will be at a vape meet, so who knows if TygerTyger may fly solo or bring in a guest host. We don't know.
Oh, it's a mystery. You'll have to tune in to find out.
Yeah, but I'll be at a national vape meet. Which one? I'm not telling.
Oh, it's a secret. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody, and thanks for being here.
You guys later.